Yeah,
Hare
Pranam
Krishna
Mataji.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Namaskar Mataji.
Pranam Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna
We can-
Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Yes. Can we start with the opening prayers?
Mataji, may I? Hare Krishna.
Yeah, please do it, Mataji. Please do it.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam. Om Ajnana-Timirandasya Jnananjana-Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena
One
Bhutale.
second. Bindu Mataji, your mic is on. Switch it off. Bindu Mataji. Yeah.
I opted Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
I'll start from the beginning. Om Ajnana-Timirandasya Jnananjana-Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Lalita Sagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Cha हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदा वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण माताजी दंडवत प्रणाम
Krishna Pranam. Today we will be seeing second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 28th verse. Avyak Tatra ka paridevana. Yes, please recite the verse, whoever wishes to.
I'll read Mataji.
अव्यक्तादीनि भूतानि व्यक्तमत्यानि भारत अव्यक्तनिधनान्येव तत्र का परिदेवना.
I'll read Mataji.
Yeah, read.
Avyaktaनि bhutani vyaktamadhyani bharata avyktani dhananyeva tatra ka paridevana. Thank you Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, next.
अव्यक्तादीनि भूतानि व्यक्तमत्यानि भारत अव्यक्तनिधनान्येव तत्र का परिदेवना. हरे कृष्ण.
अव्यक्तादीनि भूतानि व्यक्तमध्यानि भारत अव्यक्तनिधनान्येव तत्र का परिदेवना. हरे कृष्णा.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Yes.
Krishna.
Yeah,
Hare
read
Krishna
Mata.
Mataji. Avyaktasi Tini Pudani Vyaktamathyani Bharata Avyaktanidhanan Eva Tatra Ka Paridovana. So,
Yes.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी
Yeah, read.
अव्यक्तादीनि भूतानि व्यक्तमध्यानि भारत अव्यक्तनिदानान्येव तत्र का परिदेवना. हरे कृष्ण माताजी.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah.
Please read.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah. अव्यक्तादीनि भूतानि व्यक्तामध्यानि भारत अव्यक्तानिधनाय एव तत्र का परिदेवना. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Yes. Now we'll go to the synonyms word to word. Avyaktadini, in the beginning, unmanifested. Bhutani, all that are created. manifested in the middle. Bharata, oh descendant of Bharat, vanquished.
Voice is breaking, Mataji.
Voice is breaking, Mataji.
All could be.
No, Mataji, still breaking, Mataji. Voice.
Nothing could be heard, Mataji.
Oh,
Nothing could be heard.
No audio, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
what is
Intermittent, Mataji. Voice is breaking on and off.
It's not clear.
Yeah.
one I'll go out and join.
Nothing is heard about Mataji.
Mataji?
Mataji is disconnected. There's a signal problem, it seems. Mataji sent a message.
I have joined. Can you hear?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes,
Yes,
Mataji, now we can hear.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. So translation, all created beings are unmanifest in their beginning, manifest in their interim state, and unmanifest again when annihilated. So what need is there for lamentation? So continuation of the same concept, Krishna has been explaining from quite a couple of verses, prior verses also we have seen that the living beings are in manifest for only some time in the interim state. In the beginning, they are unmanifest, and at annihilation also, they are unmanifest. So what is the meaning of unmanifest state? Yesterday we were discussing about it. What is the meaning of unmanifest state?
Not visible, Mataji.
Not existing, Mataji.
Not coming to
Not
the
existing. Yes. So when we say the living beings are in the unmanifest state means what is happening, what is not visible, what is not existing.
body. Body.
The soul is not.
Soul is there, but
Ground
body
Body is not there.
the form.
Yes. So only the soul is not there.
Soul is there.
Soul is there, Mataji.
Soul is there, Mataji. Body is not there.
Soul is invisible, no.
Yeah.
Body has not manifested yet.
So that means the gross body is not manifested. So the soul and the subtle body. Soul with the subtle body is there, but it is not manifested into a gross body. Soul, you say the subtle body and the causal body. Now there is something called causal body. What is the meaning of causal body? What is the meaning?
Mataji? The soul.
Made up of 5 elements.
That is gross body, Prabhu.
That is gross body, Mataji.
Yeah.
Subtle body is mind, intelligence, and false ego.
Yeah, that is consciousness. There is a causal body. Causal body is nothing but the desires, the karmic reactions, the samskaras, which is also a part of the subtle body. So, the soul in its unmanifest state will be in its subtle body and the causal body, whatever is stored, his karmic reactions, his samskaras, that is the unmanifest form. Interim state, it attains a body. And again attention, see, there'll be a Mahapralaya, there'll be some Naimittika Pralaya, timely sometimes of destructions and annihilations will happen. At that time, the soul will be in its unmanifest state. And also at the time of death, the body will become unmanifest. So, Prabhupada explains in the see, the two kinds of philosophers who believe exist.
Mataji, again voice is breaking,
Believe in
Mataji. Mataji, voice is breaking
I think there
again.
is some. Yeah. One second, bro. I think there is some problem with the signals wherever I am.
Now it is clear, Mataji. Now it is clear.
Okay. So, those who don't believe in the soul, it's like Shunyavadis or people who follow the philosophy of voidism, that there is void, everything is a Shunya, and from that Shunya, some things will join together and the body or the soul will be manifest. And then again, it becomes void. The theory of voidism, Shunyavada. Nothing existed before, interim state, some things will exist. Again, at the time of destruction, nothing will exist. So, in either situations, whichever philosophy you want to accept and follow, whether you accept there is soul, whether you don't accept there is soul, in both situations, Krishna is saying, you don't have to lament. So, Prabhupada says that those who don't believe in this concept of soul, they are atheists. And for atheists, their theory is that everything is a combination of some elements. Earlier there was nothing. When some elements combined, something came into manifestation. Again they will all dissolve and everything will go into unmanifested. So even in that scenario, Krishna is saying you don't have to lament because everything was a shunya, everything will become a shunya. And then explaining from the unmanifest form to the manifest form, from the subtle state of non-manifestation comes manifestation. The soul has got its subtle body, the causal body, and then the 5 gross elements joined together at the time of creation, and then the gross body is formed. And the gross body is made up of 5 elements: wind, water, ether. So Prabhupada takes the example of a skyscraper. That a skyscraper is manifested from earth. Whatever the ingredients or elements or material is used, basic source is from the earth. And then they join together. You have bricks and cement and sand, water, everything is used and the skyscraper is made or is built. And then when the skyscraper is dismantled or it is destroyed, again everything will go back to the unmanifest state. So yesterday also we spoke about something called conservation of energy remains. So the total energy remains the same, sometimes in the unmanifest form, sometimes in the manifest form. That is the only difference. According to time, all the ingredients will be manifested for some time, again unmanifested. So in both the scenarios, there is no need to lament. And Prabhupada then explains to Vedic conclusion, he says, if we accept the Vedic conclusion as stated in Bhagavad Gita that these material bodies are perishable in due course of time, antavante me deha, but the soul is eternal, then we must remember always that the body is like a dress. So we who follow the Vedic wisdom or we follow the Vedas, we accept the presence of soul. For that, we have to remember that this body is only a dress. And then there is one important line Prabhupada writes in the purport: the material body has no factual existence in relation to the eternal soul. Can anybody explain what is the meaning of it? The material body.
I'll try. Mataji. Eternal soul is eternal, so it only can go to spiritual world.
Okay.
And the gross body is destructible.
Okay. It has no factual existence.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Actually, we all see that we have a gross body, right?
Yes, Mataji.
But if we say that it is not actually existing, means what?
It has no value.
It's because of the soul, it looks like it exists. But without it, it's, yeah, it just made of 5 elements, I guess.
It's only Maya.
That is the point. Actually, Prabhupada explains in Srimad Bhagavatam in detail about this, that actually we don't have a material body. See, we are able to see a body of 5 elements, gross elements, but actually we don't have this body. It is because of illusion, it is because of identification with Maya that we feel we have a body. We are the eternal souls. Because of our forgetfulness and identifying with the body, we feel we have this gross body. See here, that's why he says that this material existence is like a dream state. When you are in a dream, you will be seeing so many things happening. You may have assumed a role of a king or of a beggar or a shooter or maybe an actor. In the dream, so many things you can imagine. And you can see also in the dream. But when you awaken or when you get up, when you get up from your sleep, all this is not reality. So in relation to the eternal soul, this material existence is also like a dream state. Jiva in this material world is actually in a dream state. The soul is Vaisvarupa eternal and Satchidananda Swarupa. But what it is experiencing in this material world is only an illusion, it's only a dream. Very difficult to understand this, saying that our life is only a dream and we are in reality not experiencing anything. We say, no, we experience pain, we experience pleasure. How is it that we are not experiencing? Actually, the soul is pure and Satchidananda Swarupa. Because of its covering of subtle and gross bodies, it is experiencing what is not actually real. And once you get up from this dream, you awaken yourself from this dream, then this illusion goes away, this identification with the body goes away. And awakening means you come to your original consciousness, the soul consciousness, the spiritual consciousness. Yes. So that is why the Vedic wisdom encourages self-realization on the basis of the non-existence of the material body. What is the meaning of this? What is the Vedic wisdom trying to encourage us to? Non-existence of the material body.
To realize that I am not this body, I am the spirit soul.
Yes. Yes. To realize that.
Not to give any importance for the body.
Yes. Yes. So don't attach importance to this body. And always remembering that we are the eternal souls and we are not this body. So even if one believes in the existence of soul, even if one does not believe in the existence of soul, there is no cause for lamentation for loss of the body. People who don't believe in the concept of soul, they feel that from some combination this body has come of some physical and chemical elements. Again, after this, some time it will be dissolved. So there is no cause, because anyway, these elements, this gross body will go away. In any scenario, it will not be there permanently. So there is no question of lamenting for it. And we have been reading these verses time and again. It is only for us to remember that we are not this body, we are the spirit souls. So no need to get deeply attached with this body. And also, because of this attachment, we are suffering so many things or even enjoying. So if we can give up that attachment, the bodily concept itself, then very, very easy for us to progress in this material world. So even if you take Adi Shankaracharya's philosophy, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. So actually, Brahman means the soul. It's the Mithya. Though Jagat is not a Mithya, it is not false, it is illusion, it is Maya. See, material manifestation, no, it is not completely false. Material world is not false, it is temporary. So in relation to the soul, material world and the material body is temporary. And time and again, so many shlokas Krishna has been mentioning this. So by time and again reading this verse, we have to give up our bodily concept. That is the only conclusion. So the point is, Maya is definitely there in this material world. So our real object is how to get out of this Maya. And how do we get out of this Maya? How?
By chanting Bhagwan's
Devotional service
Okay.
to Bhagavan. By doing devotional service to Bhagavan.
Krishna consciousness, Mataji.
By Krishna consciousness. So the developing the spiritual knowledge first, taking the guidance of elevated devotees, gurus who can guide us, then following the path, the spiritual path, the principles of spiritual practice. If we do that, we can progress. So here, due to the ignorance, what are we doing? What is the soul doing out of ignorance?
we are
It forgets its real position.
Yes.
we are attached to the body.
Yes.
We have the attachment to the body.
We have attachment. So there will be activities or actions we do based on the attachments which result in our entanglement. Which is, we end up sometimes doing sinful activities because of complete ignorance. If we become soul conscious, if we become Krishna conscious, it will be like you are self-aware of what is right, what is wrong. So easy to follow the righteous path and elevate yourself. So knowledge is very important. That's why Krishna is started with Sankhya Yoga. So that this is the very basis for further with Krishna. As we progress in Bhagavad Gita in the various chapters, he is going to give even more and more confidential knowledge. Yes. Is this shloka clear? Because this is
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, what is samskara, Mataji?
Huh?
Samskara.
Samskara, yes. Who knows what is the samskara?
Rituals, madam.
The effect of a past
16
karma.
Hare
Only
Krishna.
beauty.
Mataji, it is the impression of your past karmas and desires.
Karmas, yeah.
Mataji, samskara first, they are saying, first thing is you said it is the rituals. Yeah, there are this main 16 samskaras which are done in the life of a human. So samskara is that one explanation of that. The other one, Mataji has just told, mental impressions of the past life actions. What is the meaning of that? You know, we see a person and we say in Hindi or in Sanskrit, he has got very good sanskars. What is the meaning of it? That means his nature, his habits, his tendencies are good. That means because of the past action.
Mataji, good character.
Good qualities. Good
Yes.
qualities.
Yes, which he has not only got in this Janma. This is because of his past life actions also. You see, some people born with a lot of anger or lot of greed, or they are sometimes very cunning. Why? Why this? Even if you see in some children, they have these qualities which are very much predominant. Why? Because this is the Purva Janma samskara which has come along with that soul. So the habits and tendencies, repeated actions, habits and tendencies are repeated actions. They will manifest in our personality. See, if we are honest, we do honest things, that will reflect on our personality. If we speak the truth, that is reflected in our personality. So this samskar means the nature, the habits, the tendencies, the impressions which have come from past life, which are in our subconscious mind, which are in our subconscious subtle body, and that define our character, our personality, Mataji.
Mataji, karmic and samskara both look alike, Mataji, for me.
How karmic looks same, Mataji?
Karmic is past activities, no karma.
Yeah.
And samskara also past activities, impression.
No. Mataji, samskara means your basic quality you must have got from the previous janma. Same like karma, in this janma also, you will be changing your samskars if you change your habits and tendencies, Mataji. You may be born with some kind of impressions from past life. But it is like, there are some compulsive behavior patterns because of your past negative samskaras, Mataji. But then you can change it in this life.
Karma also past activities, no, Mataji?
Yeah, karma is past activity plus present activity is also karma, Mataji. Whatever you're doing now is also a karma.
So causal body carries desire, karmic and samskara, you told.
Yes. Now also whatever you're doing is your karma, Mataji. But samskar is not very, very easy to change. It has to be practiced because it becomes some compulsive behavior patterns from past life. See, some people develop tendencies for cheating. Why it happens is because of the past life negative karmas. So they have to work to improve that.
Oh. So this causal body is present in subtle body, Mataji?
Yes. It is there in your subtle body.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yes. Any other doubts?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Sometimes we get cheated or we get insulted, humiliated by somebody. We say it's a past karma, we are paying back to him. Correct. Is it true?
Yeah, it is possible, Prabhu. It is that. Maybe you may not have, Prabhu, it could be that you may, in this life, you never had that kind of an interaction with that person, but out of the blue, certain incidents like that happen. That means it is some past karma.
In that case, suppose.
Can you mute yourself?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, I can hear you, Prabhu. I can hear you.
Suppose I humiliate somebody. Is it his past karma he is undergoing that, or is it a fresh karma I am doing in this birth?
It could be both. It could be either of the one, Prabhu. We cannot say conclusively that it was a past karma. It could be a new karma we are adding also.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji, prarabdha and aprarabdha karma. What is the difference?
Prarabdha karma means, Mataji, whatever you are undergoing now. You are already undergoing. They have fructified. The action has fructified and now you are undergoing or you are getting the results of it. Aprarabdha karma means still it has not fructified. You have not yet experienced that karma.
Is it related to the past, this thing, Mataji?
Yes, past and also present. Present, whatever karmas you have done, if you have not got the result, they are stored now as aprarabdha karmas, Mataji.
Okay. It's both past and the present.
Yes. So aprarabdha means they are still stored. After a point of time, the result will start coming. Yeah, if we have no further doubts, we can do the closing prayers, Mataji.
Okay.
Yeah. श्रीमद् भगवत गीता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रील गुरुदेव की जय। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.